Hello, it's time for another episode of It's Not About You. My name is Bob Benson. I pastor Christ Lutheran Church in Bemis Point. We've been talking about how we are called to selflessness, how we're called to this relationship with Jesus where it's not about us. And I know I've said it 100 times on the channel. Jesus Christ saved us. God did that work as he drew us in and started a relationship with us. But even our salvation is not about us. It's about God bringing glory to himself. And as we live this life of selflessness, or we try to live this life of selflessness, which we all wrestle with, I was thinking that there are a lot of synonyms for selflessness. And there are some of them that I want to key in. One of them is charitable. How is it that we're charitable? The next one is generous, and I think those two need to be coupled together. We need to be generous in our charity, giving away more than we got. And sometimes I know that people think about that as money, but are we giving more into the kingdom than we're removing from the kingdom? Are we just fruit eaters, or do we grow fruit and have it hanging all over a tree that we give out? The next one is humanitarian. Okay, can you be a humanitarian and not be a follower of Jesus? Yes, you can. And that is an important part of the Christian life, is to be about people. We need to be loving, right? You know, 1 John 4 talks all about loving and how we're supposed to love people. We're supposed to be noble. And think of that. Isn't that a reflection of who Jesus is? Isn't he the king of the universe? And aren't we supposed to be noble in our thinking and in our acting? I think there's a lot of synonyms out there. Benevolent, chivalrous, denying ourselves, devoted, extroverted, helpful, incorruptible, liberal. And I know that word has bad connotations, especially politically. Liberal just means you want to help in any way that you can. Open-handed, self-denying, self-forgetful. Can we forget about ourselves to take care of others in a period of time? And the last one is self-sacrificing. Can we be self-sacrificing the way Jesus was self-sacrificing for us? That's the life he's called to. He says, take up your cross daily and follow him. Now, what that looks like for each and every one of our lives, we have to figure that out as we are in prayer and asking God, what is it that you want me to do today? And that's a hard place, especially when he starts telling you things you don't want to do. And I think we have to live in that place. So it's not about us. And all those synonyms fit. When we live in that way, we live more like Jesus every day. And isn't that the goal of our Christian life? I would challenge you to look at those words, look up the definitions, and try and live in that way. I mean, it's one thing to know it in your head. It's another thing to live it out in your life. So for It's Not About You, my name is Bob Benson. Thank you for taking the time to watch.